Her message came at 9:47 p.m. "Don't call me tonight. We're doing a girls' movie marathon." Cute, predictable, and painfully stupid, considering I was watching her live on the security feed I'd installed 3 weeks earlier. After the late-night workouts, the sudden secretive showers, and the short, clipped answers that felt like someone else's fingerprints on her voice. On the screen, she wasn't with her friends. She wasn't anywhere near a living room filled with popcorn bowls and blankets. She was standing under the dim yellow streetlight outside our driveway, hair curled, lips red, wearing the perfume she saved for special occasions. A black BMW pulled up, not slowing, sliding, as if it already knew her rhythm. The door opened, and she slipped inside without hesitation. Not a flinch, not a glance back at the home she told me she loved. My thumb hovered over her text a moment longer. Then I typed 2 words, "Enjoy the film," and hit send. I watched her freeze on the feed. Her smile collapsed. Her body stiffened like something cold had pierced straight through her spine. She knew. She knew instantly. It was over. I didn't move for a full minute after the card disappeared, just sat in the silence of our living room, listening to the house breathe. The same house I had built piece by piece, thinking love was a stable foundation. It wasn't. It never was. I replayed the footage on loop. The little gestures were louder than any confession. How easily she entered his car, how familiar they seemed, how her shoulders relaxed like she'd returned to her real life. A person can lie with words, but their body always tells the truth. I didn't break anything, didn't shout, didn't even let myself feel the sting behind my ribs. Pain is a distraction, and distractions cloud the truth. I needed clarity, so I began collecting answers quietly. Quiet enough that even guilt couldn't hear me. I started with her phone records. A new number had appeared dozens of times. Late at night, early mornings, lunchtimes she claimed were too busy to talk. The name saved under it? Just an emoji, a black key. Fitting. I hired someone to trace it. The name that came back wasn't shocking. It was the same man who dropped her off 2 months ago, when she claimed she'd taken a wrong Uber. I remember the way she laughed it off. A fake laugh. Too light for the heaviness in her eyes. I checked her location history next. Deleted. Not a good sign for a wife who insisted she never hides anything. The investigator I hired followed her twice. Both times she ended up parked behind a hotel on the edge of town. Room 214. She stayed exactly 57 minutes the first visit, precisely 1 hour 13 minutes the second. Not long enough for a discussion, long enough for something else. The truth wasn't a cliff. It was a slow descent, calm, silent. I let myself sink all the way to the bottom, because once you touch the ground, there's nothing left to fear. The confirmation came on the 3rd week. Security cam footage, phone logs, a receipt from the hotel that she forgot to hide in her purse. A purse I only checked because she'd left it open, careless, confident I'd never look. When I laid everything on the table, it looked like the aftermath of a life cutting itself open. At 6:12 p.m., she walked into the house humming. They always hum when they think the world is still intact. "Hey, babe," she said. I didn't answer. I simply slid her phone records toward her. Her eyes widened, then jumped to the hotel receipt, then to the USB with the security footage. She didn't speak. Not because she was innocent, but because she knew the performance was useless now. "Who is he?" I asked calmly. I already knew. Her voice cracked. "It's not... I didn't... I can explain." "You can't," I whispered, and she broke, right there, in front of me, sobbing into her shaking hands as if tears could glue truth back together. I watched her collapse like someone watching rain hit a window, from a distance, unaffected, detached. She followed me into the kitchen, desperation dripping from every step. "Please, listen, I love you. He meant nothing. I was lonely. You were busy." Excuses. Calm is more terrifying than anger. It tells them the decision is already made. "I'm leaving," I said. Her head jerked up. "No, please, please, we can fix this. I'll block him. I'll do anything." "You already did," I replied. She reached for me. I stepped back. Her hand hung in the air, shaking, empty. I walked past her, slow, controlled, deliberate. The same way a person walks out of a burning building after realizing the fire isn't worth saving. At the door, she whispered, broken, "Doesn't this mean anything to you?" I paused, just long enough. "It used to," I said, "until you taught me the difference between love and attachment." Then I closed the door. Losing someone you can't trust isn't a loss.